Hello and welcome to this exciting video. We will be diving into deploying our first agent using Einstein and the latest bot technologies from Salesforce, and we'll configure a real-life example of how we can leverage this bot technology. Right, to begin with, we will be signing up a brand new org using the links. There are a lot of trailblazer links that would help you sign up for an org that has this Agentforce enabled. I will be having the link in the description. Salesforce has provided different links for signing up onto a new org where this Einstein agent and bot technologies are enabled. Use the link to sign up for this one of these sandbox orgs. Now, once we have signed up, let's go ahead, jump into the setup, and we'll start off doing with the first steps. So the first things that we need to configure here is to enable Einstein in this Salesforce org. So let me just type in Einstein, and as you can see that we have a lot of Einstein options here. It can be at times a bit confusing on what are these Einstein configurations within the Salesforce org. So there is Einstein for discovery, for analytics, we have Einstein for the service cloud and the Einstein platform itself, and we also have Einstein generative AI. This is what we will be interested on, and we can learn about more on the Einstein technologies and services that Salesforce offers. But for this demonstration, what we need to enable is Einstein generative AI setup. So let's click on the Einstein setup and turn on Einstein in our org. Now that we have enabled the Einstein on this org, what we need to start working on is creating our first agent. I just want to show you what are the setup options. Like before we refresh this and type agent, what we'll be having in some of the orgs is that Agentforce for developers only. We don't have the agents option visible here. So let me hit refresh and let's do a search again. Now this time around we will be having an option of agent under the Einstein generative AI. So let me do a search again, and if this time around, as you can see that under Einstein generative AI I have Agent Studio and Agent. This is where we'll be playing around, deploying, creating and deploying our first agent. So let me go ahead and click on the agents option here, and we need to again turn on the Einstein Copilot for Salesforce. Alright, once we have turned this on, let me go ahead and refresh the page again. We don't have to worry about assigning any permission set groups. These are already pre-configured. If not, we have to assign the permission sets for this bot. So as this is already done, let me just hit the refresh button, and if you can see this time around I have Einstein Copilot enabled. So this is the difference here. If you go ahead and sign up for some orgs using different links, you have the option to create multiple agents in the same org, but in this special org we have no option to create a new agent. So this is something that we need to be cognizant of, like what are these agents, how many agents can you deploy in org, like is this agent specified to a certain scope? These are the things that we need more clarity from, but at this point in time for this demo we will be just using the Einstein Copilot agent that's already pre-built for us. So in order to fine-tune this agent or understand what this agent does, we have to just open up this agent configuration under the agent builder. So open up this agent in the builder. This is your welcome page. This is a typical builder interface, and what is the scope of this bot and how this bot interacts or delivers value in this org. So let me just go into the topic label, that is the migration default topic that is enabled as part of this initialization. So let me click this migration default topic, and if you can see that this bot has been trained with some instructions here, like what is this scope of the bot, and under the topics actions, right, this is what the bot is empowered with, and the bot will be able to understand the interaction with the functionality that is delivered using these actions, right? So if you want to add more, you can always go ahead and click on new and add an action. And as we've seen through a lot of documentation and a lot of demos, that we can be exposing our Apex functionalities, the flows, and our prompt templates that can act as an input to provide data to our bot. So you can go ahead and click on Apex and leverage any of your Apex classes that you defined. This is a brand new org, so I don't have any custom class that I can expose it. If I go into flow, I have the initiate written that has been enabled as a flow, so that is one of the flows that I can use or I can empower the bot with to understand the conversation and leverage the flow where required. Now the flow is called based on the reasoning engine. This is one of the technologies that is empowering the platform to make a right choice of leveraging one of the flows or Apex classes or the prompt builder. We haven't configured any prompt builder here. So now what we're going to do in this demo is that we will leverage one of the flows and see how we can use that flow, right? So these are some of the actions that are out of the box assigned to this bot. So if let's go ahead and explore one of them. Okay, the first one is identify record by name. So what does it do? Let me load this up. Now this is an API action call that will help the bot understand the record by the name, right? So if I give a name of a record, it can be an opportunity, it can be an account, it can be a contact. So if you can see that object API name instructions, so it basically has instructions on two inputs. One is the record name. What it means is that if you provide the name or title of that particular Salesforce record, it can find a related Salesforce CRM record, right? So what does it mean? That it can be a record of any object type, and it will be able to figure out based on the name or title of the record. So it can be an opportunity, and it can be an account, it can be a contact, whatsoever, right? I just have to say the name and it should be able to figure it out, right? So we're going to look at the bot and see how that turns into an actual interaction. So if we go back and look at some of the things, so these are the out of the box functionality. Summarizing the record is, I think most of you have seen in a lot of demonstrations where it beautifully summarizes the record using the LLM's intelligence of describing that record, pulling some values and giving it in a very human friendly language, right? So these are some of the functionalities that are enabled by default. You can go ahead and feel free to sign up an org and read in detail. Okay, so let's see the power of this bot. Let me just open up our sales console, try to pull some accounts and see that, okay, what is the current functionality of this bot. So does it work properly, or does it have any gaps, or it needs to be fine-tuned? Is it training itself on the data, because this is just a fresh org that's been provisioned? So does this signing up of this org right now will impact any of your any of the indexing of the record? So let me just take one of the accounts. So in this case it's Dickinson TLC, and let's see how the bot identifies this record, right? So with the empowerment that this bot had, let me say, okay, tell me more about the account. No, I don't want to say the account because I don't want to tell bot that this is an account record. I just say, okay, tell me more about Dickinson. All right, let's just hit enter. It should be able to find the record. Let me make it a bit more challenging and remove the PLC and hit enter. Okay, I have put the text here is not that great. So tell me more about the Dickinson. So when I say about the Dickinson, so it can take the as part of the title. So I'm not specifying what is the title. I'm not putting in a single quotes or double quotes for it to understand. So I'm not sure if this is gonna find that record. So let's see. This is some exciting stuff, right? Okay, cool. So it says that it seems I couldn't find any specific information about Dickinson. So it figured out that okay, the word the has been taken out, and it can find out, right? This is strange. Okay, this reminds me of those demos that are like absolutely like guided to perfection. But this is some of the real life challenges that we face as people who are working on the platform, right? So let me try this again. Okay, tell me, or let me say, give me some insights on the record name. I'll just paste the record name. This time I'll give the full word. I hope it should work this time. That's it. Analyzing your request, figuring out the next steps. Cool, right? Now this time the bot was able to find a record. It says, yeah, this is your title, and this is the record type, and this is the ID. Perfect, right? It was able to leverage one of these functionalities, and it gave me an exact details. So let me see if I can pull up any other object data. Let me go to opportunities and bring me all the opportunities, and I say, okay, let me take Gene Point SLA, right? So the expectation here is that if I say give me some details on this particular record, it should say, okay, this is an opportunity tied to this account and all such details, right? So thanks, can you give me some details on Gene Point SLA, right? The expectation is that again it should be able to figure it out, like this is a opportunity record. All right, cool. It appears that there are no records found for Gene Point SLA in the system. What is the context? Specify if you're referring to a different type of record. So the word it's referring to, like, is it, if you're looking for a different type of record, just say, okay, go ahead and search. Probably it's looking into the account record. So let me refresh this, and the account record, I'm not loading anything here. I'm just asking about the related account of that opportunity. So tell me about Gene Point. This is an account. It should find it again, but for some reason it's not able to figure it out, right? It's passing that record name Gene Point, but I am not able to see that the bot was able to successfully find this record. So let me do one thing, right? Let me load this record. Will that have any help on indexing in the backend? Not sure, but let me try. So I've uploaded this account. Let me shoot this question again, right? Can you try again and find Gene Point? I have not done anything except loading the record. Right? Okay, cool. This time it was able to load that record and say, okay, Gene Point is again an account with an ID. Okay, cool. So let me go ahead and just try that opportunity and see if the bot can figure it out, because it is now having knowledge about the account that has this opportunity, right? So let me go ahead and get an opportunity from this particular record. Let me try again on one of these opportunities for Gene Point account. So let me take a Gene Point lab generators. Now that the bot has this understanding, let me attempt to ask the bot to find out an opportunity that the bot has responded on an account for. So now the bot understands Gene Point as an account. So go ahead and give me some details on Gene Point lab generators. So this time the bot should be able to pull up my opportunity record and give me all the insights. Right, cool. I found an opportunity. Great. What specific details you would like to know about this opportunity? All right, how about the stage of the opportunity? Can you just show me that? Right. Okay, so it's analyzing the request, and the stage of the opportunity is in decision makers. That's cool. So it pulled up all this record. So this basically works, right? It absolutely works. It has pulled up my specific account records, it has pulled up my opportunity records, but on the initial queries it was not able to figure it out, right? So it can be an issue with the indexing. So probably once you have this data, I don't know, I mean, I had this experience, I'm sure. Let me know in the comments if you had similar experience when you spin up an org and interact with the bot and ask for existing data. Does it respond accurately, or how does it respond? Do you have to load the records? Have to wait for a while? Let me know in your comments section how this has turned out with your experience. All right, so this is the out of the box functionality that we have with the bot.